Hi, everybody. I am Monique Quatri, if you don't know me, and I have a small testimony to share. I was wondering how I will do it. I'm not even sure I'm ready to do it or if I'm doing it the right way, but I'm just going to say as it comes and try and keep it short. I got baptized on Friday morning. Um, I had been baptized as a child as a Presbyterian. We pretty much do aspiration, but in 2020, I got convicted to uh, get baptized like a renewal vow. And nobody told me. I had not read anything on immersion. In fact, I got that message from the Spirit and then started researching it. Like, what's the difference and why would I be even thinking about that kind of thing? Spoke to friends, spoke to my Presbyterian pastor, who was like, oh, you know you're baptized, right? And, but still, and I pushed it away because 2020 came with its own wahala. So I pushed it away and things went haywire from end of 2020, November 2020 till this year. From November 2020 till April 2022 has been the longest bout of depression I've ever had. And I suffer from clinical depression. And it has been one roller coaster of emotions. I mean, hey, I'm emotional anyway, but this has been like that. It has been more routine depression than visiting. So, having survived that, I got convicted again to be like, are you ready to renew your vows now? And I decided to do it this time. I wanted to share about the baptism because the purpose of baptism is to kind of do a declaration, at least one of them. One of the reasons we do it. It's kind of do a declaration of, hey, this is, I believe in Jesus, I believe in Jesus Christ, I believe in his salvation of me, and that's my Lord and Savior. That's what I'm counting on. That's my anchor. It's an act of, it's symbolic, pretty much, because it's not like I gave my life to Christ this year. That would be 2007, not the baptism, not the childhood baptism. We don't even know what they're doing at that time. So I think that's pretty much just parents wanting to be like, hey, I've done the right thing that the church says I should do. But this one was the one that you chose, and it was even more symbolic for me because I wasn't supposed to be alive this year. Just like what happened when I was giving my life to Christ in 2007 was pretty much act of surrender after trying to take my own life and then not succeeding. I had taken a handful of pills, pretty much half the bottle of ibuprofen, expired ibuprofen, and was ready to go. That was in 2007. I had dropped out of lower state. I was alone. I had just experienced episode of sexual harassment. I had literally nobody except myself, and I was 16. And there's a lot. And there's a lot going on there. And somehow you want to die. And I don't know. I remember when I finally eventually went back to school, I would read No Way to Die by Linus D. Azong, and I'll be like, oh, somebody. I know what you mean. I know what you're going through. It's so frustrating, right? I mean, hey, they should just let us. What is this? But it was on that night after that was not my first experience with suicide ideation, but that was the first real attempt that like you went through with it. And it was after not succeeding because I took them, went to sleep, like all ready to go. You guys were just discovering me in the morning and threw up. Threw everything up within an hour and just kind of frustrated there, like, what is this even? Why is my body working against my mind, my plans? And that's when I kind of like, okay, God, since you want to keep me alive, take it. That's when I start. That's when I get my life to Christ. So fast forward. After that, I can't say God hasn't been good because, hey, I'm 32 now. That was 2016 high school dropout, right? If anybody that has known me in the last 15 years this they will not believe. You have a PhD, you've been this community leader, you seem normal. Hey, you're ambitious. You seem so normal, right? And that's the irony. You walk around. There are a lot of mad people walking around with clothes on and looking good. Okay, very mad people. Though, with all of that, I would say my life kind of changed after that surrender. There was a lot of direction I received. I was parenting myself with the guide of God, and there was a lot that you experience and pretty much do on your own because, in a lot of ways, I was still on my own. In a lot of ways, I was still my own parent and my own direct understanding. I was still having to do literally um, a lot of decision making for myself, which is good, but also not good. And I would say over the years, my relationship with Christ did grow, and fortunately, because I was getting known for myself and not through other people, I was able to form a stronger bond and understanding in such a way that it's not because of other people that I believe, and I am able to critique my belief. I'm able to welcome critique of the belief, and I think that really helps a lot in such a way that it's not like you're blind following because there's a lot of blind following out there. But that's another topic for another day. Today, I want to talk about how or what led to this baptism. Because when I decided to get baptized and when I said I was going to share the baptism out there, I knew the question was going to be, but you should be baptized. Of course. Why are you doing it again? What's that for? And I guess I want to be clear. Why? It's because I wasn't supposed to be here. It's because last year at this time, the same thing that I did in 2007, I was about to do again. Because June of last year, I was literally looking for somebody to, hey, can I come sleep over so I don't do something to myself tonight? Because last year, this time, fortunately, I signed back into therapy. I have talked a bit about depression, but I will share a piece about suicide ideation. Because last year, this time, on the same day, I was writing a poem which was inspired by passing of a friend, someone I was really that close to because it's somebody that we all knew and loved, Sheklina. And I was just wondering, why would you take her? She wants to live. She actually is doing things, and I don't. Why don't you take me? Because somehow I'm here, and I guess it's kind of like a renewal of life, and me saying, hey, I wanted to die anyway, so perhaps die to yourself. Die to your own flesh, die to your own understanding, die to your own ways, die to your own kind of life that you wanted to live because it's the hopelessness at looking at life that actually made you want to do that. So die to yourself as you said you wanted to die and let me live through you. And I was like, okay. So what I had been doing before, my thought was surrender. I had surrendered sometimes, but mostly it was resignation. It was like I've tried all I can possibly try, I've done all I can possibly do, and I'm tired. Surrender is different, it's more hopeful, it's more proactive, it's not something you do after. You have tried everything else. It's something you do before. Something you make a choice to do. That's something you do by doing everything else, like out of no choice. At least that's the lesson I learned this year. So um, it's not like this a change in status or anything. I just want to share with you that being alive is a miracle for me today. I was literally begging myself because the last time I had those episodes was in 2007, and since I gave my life to Christ, I had not experienced major depression. Not a major bout. I had experienced depression in 2014, many years. It's clinical, but and I experienced major depression, and I had not experienced suicide ideation until 2019 when I had it for the first time again since 2007. And with burnout from the PhD, with a lot of trauma coming out from experiences I was living, doing this from 2019 2020, and just I don't know, at the pandemic, had everything, too much was going on, and nothing I could control, and nothing that you could see that your effort was actually bringing out. The hopelessness, or I could say, oh, as I was saying, my hope bank was depleted, my hope account was depleted, and it was harder to keep serotonin up. I was literally begging myself, hey, you're 32, it's one more year, you just died at 23, if this last year isn't good, you can do it, you could die at the same time, it's fine. So to actually be exactly a year later saying, hey, I'm going to get baptized and give you this life, and you live through it, and let me see what you do, whether you do it better, because it's so like what happened in 2007. And I think I've shared that before. I think I have a video of me sharing my testimony of what happened then. But I basically just wanted to say this is the reason why. This is the reason why I got baptized. As an act of surrender, as a renewal of vows that you're keeping me alive, because I literally do not want to be alive, and you're keeping me alive. So let me see what you're doing. And at any point, let me see how you finally decide that I get to go, and how you get to decide how I get to live. And living and dying, I'm yours. So it's kind of like a renewal of vows for me, and I just wanted to share that was the reason, and because, and I just wanted to say thank you to the people who knew, because a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people would know that I literally went to a mental asylum to check myself in, or that when somebody saying, hey, this is my role model here somewhere, you were dying. Like that you're already written your will, or that you hated yourself because somebody else would really wanted your life. Although they don't even know what they have been wanting in that lifestyle, honestly. So basically, I just said, let me share that. And I'm going to share an article, a piece about suicide ideation in case you have any ideas. And hopefully one day I'll be pleased to work on a project that helps people in contexts such as ours to be matched with the right therapist and sufficient mental health support and get a good understanding of it. And also decolonize the idea of mental health, break it down in the church, because I know we don't discuss it about it enough, and it really is, without toxic positivity pushing it away, like really discussing it. So this is just all I have to share. And I hope you read the piece and drop any comments if you have questions, whatever. Have a nice Sunday. Today is 21st of August, 2022. Exactly a year since Nina passed away. May she rest in peace. And exactly a year since I was wondering, like, what the hell is this for? I still don't know what it's for. I just gave up. Like, I still don't know what it's for, but I just say it's not for me. It's not. We didn't make ourselves. So, right here, still a year. So, give yourself back to the person who made you. And that's what I did. And I love the baptism. So, have a nice Sunday again.